Whenever you are building an app, there is definitely one of the most important part, that is storing your images, files or media somewhere. And as we are using Firebase database, it provides us the Firebase cloud storage to store our images, media or files. So if you are not familiar with Firebase cloud storage, no problem, I will explain everything in this video. So first of all, let's talk about how the structure of our cloud storage will be. We are going to have two different kinds of images in our cloud storage. That will be the profile images of the user and the posts of the users. So we are going to have two directories in the cloud storage of Firebase or Google. One will be profile images of user and the next one will be posts. So let's go to the browser, and first that is our Cloud Firestore database, and I removed all of the users from here just because my repository of this project is public and many people clone it and create many users in here. In that particular project, my Firebase project was integrated, so all of the users come here. So just to avoid any confusions while testing the app, I just removed all of the users from the Cloud Firestore database and create one single user, and also remove all of the accounts from the authentication tab. And now our target is to go to the cloud storage or Firebase cloud storage. Here we are going to have two directories. First one will be user profile images and the next one will be post images. Let's create it so this will become more clear to you. First, create a directory by clicking this create folder and name it profile images. That's it. And create one more directory. Its name will be posts. Inside this post directory, we are gonna have all the posts of the users. And inside this profile images, we are going to have separate folders according to the unique IDs of the users, and inside that folder there will be the profile image of that particular user. So that's how our simple structure of Instagram clone app will be. So that was it. There will be profile images of users and simply posts which will be uploaded later in this course. First we are going to create and use this profile images directory. So now let's delete it, and these will be created from the code. Delete them, just delete. So that was it. Now go to the Android Studio, and here first of all we are going to complete all of the work of the backend which is related to the domain or data layer, and lastly we will come for the UI part. So first of all, let's go to the domain layer, and inside the user entity, let's create another field, final field, and its type will be file, make it nullable, and its name will be image file. That's it. Copy it and pass it in the constructor, put comma here and make sure to put this in front of it, and lastly pass it in here. So that is a field which will not going to be stored in the database, but we will use it. So how we will use it, this will be explained in a while. And the next thing we are going to do is to go to the Firebase repository and create one method that will be of future string, and its name will be upload image to storage. And this is going to accept some parameters like file will be file, and the next parameter will be boolean is post. So this parameter will clarify if the image uploading to storage will going to store in the profile images directory or in the post directory. So this will be just for this purpose. And the next parameter will going to be of type string, and its name will be child name. What is this child name? You will see it in a while and I will explain it also. So now there is an error in the Firebase repository implementation. Let's go and implement this one missing override hit enter, and also copy this method from here. Make sure to comment cloud storage. Now copy this with this comment and go to the remote data source, paste it also here, and import this .io here, input output, and also create one missing override also in the Firebase remote data source implementation, and this will be the real implementation, which we are going to do it in a while. In the repository implementation, there will be async arrow function remote data source dot upload image to storage and all the parameters, and that's it. And in the remote data source, first let's keep it like this. Let's go and create its use case. In the Firebase use cases, create a new directory, storage, and inside the storage there will be upload image to storage use case, and open this user directory, and inside this copy this create user use case and paste it right here. Now import this Firebase repository and change its name to upload image to storage use case, and also import this user entity, or we don't need this user entity, leave it like this. This will be of future string, and we're going to take file. Also import this file from the .io package, and will be bool is post, and also the child name, which will be your type string. That's it. Now from the repository, call the method which is upload image to storage, and also copy these parameters and pass it file, and the next one is post, and lastly child image. That was it. Now one last remaining thing is to register this in the dependency injection container in here, and let's comment out there. There will be cloud storage, and right after this copy this use case and paste it right here, and its name will be upload image to storage use case, and that's it. And now it's time to implement this method. This will be async, obviously, just because that's future. Now to upload image to storage, you must have the package of cloud storage, so this will give you the Firebase storage, this which allow us to upload image to the cloud storage. So you have to add this dependency in your pubspec.yaml file, so that will be good. So inside this method, first of all we are going to have reference, that's its type, that will be ref equal to, so that reference is that represents a reference to the Google Cloud Storage object, and developers can upload, download and delete objects as well as get and set objects metadata. So this is just representing the reference to the Google Cloud Storage, so I pass it type here, reference of ref equals to Firebase storage dot reference or ref, and then dot child. There will comes our child name which is string, and then dot child which will comes from Firebase auth dot current user dot uid, the directory in which our profile of the user will going to store. So first there will be the child name, which we will name ourselves when we call this method, and next there will be another directory on the particular user ID, and there will store the image of that user. So that was it. Now next thing we have to do is we will check the condition if is post, meaning that we are checking the condition if the is post was true, and we make this variable true, and we were uploading the post image. So what we will do is to get a random ID, but not on the user ID. We will get the random ID, and we will do that ref equal to ref.child that ID. If it was post, so on the random ID inside the post directory there will be the post of the user. So that's what this is post is doing here. And next we are going to have a final variable upload task, which will be equals to reference dot put file, as we will upload a file, image file, and that file will be this file. That's it. And next there will be a variable final image URL equals to await the upload task dot when completes. So then we will do dot reference dot get download URL. So this will give us the download URL, and we will simply return await the image URL. So that's what this method will do. This will upload image to the storage and will give us the URL of that image. So then we will store this in our Cloud Firestore database, and then we will retrieve it and then display it on our UI. So that's what this method will going to do. So after implementation of this method, simply the reference of cloud storage and the child, the directory name, and this is for the profile, and if the condition was true, so this will become for post, and upload task we are putting file here, and lastly in the variable image URL we are awaiting when the upload task completes, when it put the file there. When it completes, we will simply on that reference get the download URL and return it, and then using that just store it in the Cloud Firestore database, and lastly retrieve it and display it on the UI. So that was it. Now go a bit up here in the sign up user. Here first of all let's go and duplicate this create user and paste it again and change its name to create user with image, and also remove this override from here, and this will become a simple static method, and also pass a simple string profile URL here, and this profile URL will comes in the profile URL. Now why I am doing this will be clear to you in a while. Now come a bit down here, and in the sign up user method we will check the condition if the user dot image file is not equal to null. It means if the user has picked the image and now wants to upload it, if it was not equal to null. So what we will do is to call the storage method, that is upload image to storage. The file will be user.image file, and is post is false, and the child name will be user or profile images, and lastly when this completes, this give us the profile URL. Then we will call create user with image and also pass the profile URL with here, and also remove this create user from here, and here in the else condition of this if we will do create user with image, and this time the image will be empty string. That is only the mechanism of uploading image to cloud storage while signing up to the application. Just because we also want the unique ID of the user, in that unique ID there will be a folder or a directory. Inside that directory there will be stored the profile image of the user. So first of all, we are creating the user in our authentication tab, and second, we are checking the condition if the ID is not equal to null, and next we are checking if the user has not picked any image, or picked. If user has picked the image and want to upload it now, so we will call the upload image to storage. This will create a directory for that, and in the then method it give us the future string, which is the profile URL, which we are getting in here, that image URL getting from this git download URL, which give us the image URL, and simply on that method create user with image and pass it in here. So it will create the user with the image URL in the Cloud Firestore database. Otherwise the image will come empty string. So now let me explain this method, why I did this. This method is because we want to upload the image while signing up to the application, and we want also the ID, and on that ID we are gonna have the directory, and again I'm saying that there will be a directory on that particular ID. So on that ID there will be a directory, and inside that there will be the image of the particular user. So that's why I did this. It's simple, a regular method, not coming from any repository, and this will be like this, which is not a good sign as we are doing the clean architecture. So if you are watching this series since the first video is uploaded, you may be familiar with the clean architecture. So it's the task for you to create a separate method in the repository, and then in the repository implementation, and also in the remote data source, and in the remote data source implementation, which will be simply this method, and simply create the use case and register in the injection container. As simple as that. So that will be a task for you to do this with this method, so that will be good. Okay, so that was it for our backend or data or domain layer. Now it's time to go for the UI. But before doing this, you must have some dependencies like cache network image and also the image picker. So you must have these dependencies in your pubspec.yaml file, so this will be good. Now let me introduce you to the new manual widget, which is profile widget. It accepts two parameters, image URL and file image. So what it means? It simply means when we call this profile widget, this will check the condition if the image or the file was null, the picked file means, and the image URL if this was equal to null or empty string. So if the both was null, simply return the image asset, which we have already in the assets profile default png, and fit is cover. Else, in the else condition of this second method, we are doing return the cache network image, which will be in our Cloud Firestore database in the profile URL. So if the profile image, the profile URL was not equal to null or empty string in the Cloud Firestore database of the user, so simply return this cache network image, and in here if it was loading, build a little progress indicator and error widget if it failed. And in the else condition of this image, if the picked image was null, was not equal to null, it means if it was not equal to null, so there will comes that image which is coming from the parameter. So that parameter will be that picked image which we will get from the gallery. So that's what this profile widget is doing for us. So now let's move to the sign up page, and first of all we have to do is to create a variable which will be file and its name will be image and make it nullable. And here we are going to have a method. Its name will be, first of all, this will be future and its name will be select image. This will not accept any parameter and will be async. And here put try catch to handle some errors, catch E, and simply return the toast message some error occurred and display this E, which is the error. In the try block we are going to do final picked file will becomes equal to await image picker dot platform dot get the image, and the source will be image source dot gallery. We will pick the images from the gallery, and then we will set stat if the picked file was not equal to null. So we will do the image will becomes equal to file picked file dot path of that image. In the else condition we will do simply nothing but only print to say no image has been selected, and that's it. For that method there is a variable of picked file from the gallery, and here we are setting the stat to update the UI and set some data in this variable. If that was not equal to null, it means we have selected something, so we will simply set the path of that picked file to this variable. Otherwise we will simply print no image is selected, and in that select method will be called in here, that is add photo icon. This will be called in here. And also if you look at the UI in the sign up page, we have this UI coming from this profile widget, and we are not passing any parameters, so it means the image URL and the image both are null. So simply we are seeing this default user profile which is in our asset. So now we will pass the image as the image, and also in the while uploading that image in the image file we will also pass the image. So that was it for uploading the user profile. Now how to start this application, if it's running or if it's not running, to simply run the main.dart. So that will be it. Now open the emulator, pick a file, and simply let's select this. We got this in here just because now in the body widget, in the profile widget, now this image is not equal to null, so it simply is displaying the profile which is selected. And now let's put the username. Let's say John is already in the database, so we will do Steve, and the email will be steve12@gmail.com, and password will be from 1 to 6 because it's easy. He is an Android dev. Now sign up, and we are sign up to the application, and the user is created now. Now everything is fine. Now let's go to the browser and go to the Firestore database and check out if the user is created with the profile, that's John, which has profile URL null just because at that time I removed that functionality. And in this Steve we got the URL from our Cloud Firestore database. You can see the HTTP as from Firebase storage, Google APIs, com, and profile images, everything. And let's go to the storage and see what it looks like. We have the profile images which we have in the remote data source. In the sign up page, that profile images we name it, and simply that condition was true, it was not equal to null, so it simply upload that image which we have selected, and you can see we have on that ID we have the image here. Click on it and that's the same image we have selected. So that's what we wanted. Now one remaining thing is to go to the profile page, and in here, which is a simple gray box in the profile about 80 width, simply remove this color and shape from here, and also remove this box decoration because we are going to have child clip rect with the border radius start circular about 40 to make it circle, just because width and height are 80. And in the child we are going to have our friendly profile widget, and in that profile widget we will pass the image URL this time, because now we have the image URL in the Cloud Firestore database, and here we are not selecting any file, we are simply accessing it. If it was null, so it will simply display the default URL, default image which is in the assets of our project, and if it was not equal to null, simply it will display the image from the URL that is in our Cloud Firestore database. So that's it. Access it from the current user dot profile URL and simply press Ctrl S, which is one of the best feature of Flutter, and it's loading, and we got the image of the user in here. That was awesome. And our next step is to go to and edit the user profile. So now it's time to go for the second task, which is to edit the profile of the user. That is from UI, edit profile, and we just want to edit the name of the user, username and website, and lastly the bio. And we will also come for this change profile photo in a while. So in the edit profile page, first of all we want the already added data in the Cloud Firestore in the name, username, website and bio. So for that we have to pass the field of user entity in the constructor, that will be the current user in here. The current user data will be displayed in the fields, make it required, and from the on generate route here we will check the condition. If the arguments is user entity, then simply return this and pass the parameters. Current user will be the arguments. Now remove this return from here, and in the else condition we will return the route builder. This will return the error page. The error page will be simply no font page. That's it. So now let's go to the profile page, and from the profile page we are navigating to our profile page, edit profile page. Now this will going to accept the arguments of the current user. So we got the current user in the edit profile page. Now in here, first of all let's make it stateful widget and create the controllers for all of the fields that are name, username, website and bio. Text editing controller will be equal to user or simply name controller, and this will be for now null, and replicate it 3 more times. Second one will be user name controller, and the third one will be website controller, and lastly what is that, the bio. So that are declared null, and in the init state the data will comes from the data which is in the Cloud Firestore database. So name controller will become equal to, in the init state, that will be text editing controller, and in the text this will comes from the widget dot current user dot name, and replicate it 3 times, change the names of the controllers, and also the current user dot username, and then website, and then the bio, and also pass these controllers in the fields. Profile form widgets controller will be name controller, and also for the username controller, and website controller, and lastly the bio controller. That's it. Now press Ctrl S to hot reload. Okay, we have to destroy the preserved states by hot restarting the application, because we have made some changes in state, so only hot reload will not work for this. Now let's again go to the edit profile page, and we got name empty just because that's empty, that's okay, and the Steve is coming from the database. Let's go to the Firestore database and check out our user. That is the second one, Steve. Yes, that's Steve username, and the bio is Android dev, that is here, and we got the username and the bio in here, and website and name is empty. So now next we want the method on which we will update all of these 4 fields, and next we will go for the updating the photo, or let's first display this photo in here. That will be the, let's copy it from the profile page, let's say in here, right after the following, copy this container, and in the edit profile page paste it right here, and import this profile widget, and current user will be widget dot current user. Hold Alt Ctrl Shift L to format the code, and that's good. Press Ctrl S to hot reload, and we got the user image profile. Make it 100, that was, or let's say, and make it 50. Now that's good. Now one remaining thing is to create a method update user profile, and this will return the BLoC provider dot of context. This will be user Cubit dot update user, which accept the user, that is user entity, and this entity will going to take the username from the username controller dot text, which will be nullable, duplicated 4 times. This will be bio from the bio controller. The third one will be the website from the website controller, and last one is the name from the name controller. And also make sure to pass the UID from the widget dot current user dot UID, because on that UID we are going to update our user profile. And one more thing we have to do is to create variable of boolean is updating equals to false if the state was updating. So what we will display, so for that we have to do set the state to is uploading true, and when this method ends, so in the then we will call the method clear, and in the method clear we will simply set the state updating equal to false, and also all these containers, or not the containers but the controllers, equal to or dot clear bio controller dot clear, and also website controller dot clear, and the last one is name controller dot clear, and also pass the assertion operator because the fields are nullable. So that's it. Now using that variable is uploading. Right after these fields, put some size vertical about 10, and there will be row children. Its main axis alignment will be in the center. Some text of please wait, style text style, color will be colors white, and simple horizontal space and a circular progress indicator, and this will be only visible when is updating equals to true. Otherwise we will display a simple container with 0 and height 0. That's it. Now this update user profile will be called in the icon which is done, and that icon we will wrap this with the widget that will be gesture detector. On tap we will call this update user profile. Now how to start the application, and check this out. Go to the profile page, and in the edit profile page, let's say we want to specify the name. Let's say the name of the will be Steve Jobs. Save it, clear the data, and nothing happened just because let's check. We also have to do navigator pop, maybe. Yes, we have to do the navigator pop also. Navigator dot pop the context, and press Ctrl S, go back, and the name is updated Steve Jobs. Now go to again the edit profile, and that's Steve Jobs. In the Cloud File Store it is also updated. That's great. Now let's update it again to only Steve Wozniak. That was it. And the website is, let's say, https instagram.com. Save, and that's updated. The name is updated to Steve Wozniak, and in the edit profile the website is also updated. So it means our fields are updating, and it's time to go for the change profile photo. So this will need a bit more work. So here we will create another method. Its name will be update user profile data, and before implement this method, here this update user profile will going to accept a string parameter that will be profile URL, and the profile URL will comes from here simply, and to update the profile data inside the update or edit profile page, we need the method of uploading image or picking the image. So we will go to the profile page, and here, not in the profile page but in the sign up page, here we had this select image and this image variable. Copy it, go to edit profile and paste it right after this variable, and import this image picker, and also import the .io for this file, and that's it. Now what we have to do is to check the condition. If the image was equal to null, if the user has not select any image, so what to do? Update the profile with the simple string. That's it. And in the else condition, now what we have to do, we will do first import the injection container as di just because we will only call the use case from there of the upload image to the storage. That will be di.sl and upload image storage use case dot call. Let's accept the file will be the image is post is false, that is image null, and its child name is profile images, and confirm it by going to the storage, that is profile images, just like this. And in the then method it will give us the future image URL. So we will do profile URL, just changing the name of the value, and inside this method we will do update user profile with the profile URL, and that was it. Now instead of calling the update user profile, call the update user profile data and hot restart the application to check it out. Now go to the profile page and go to the, remember this profile, we have the Genymotion image which have two eyes up there, and go to edit profile page, select another image, and we didn't call this select profile, select image. In the edit profile page, on that text we will wrap it with the widget gesture detector on tap. This will be simply select the image. Now how to start the application again to check this out. Now go to the edit profile page and then change the profile, select this one which has Genymotion. And one more thing we forgot, maybe in the profile widget also pass the image, so that will be good. Now press Ctrl S, go back a bit to change the stat. Now again go to edit profile page and select that image. Now we got the image right there which has the Genymotion 2 eyes down there. Now when I click this upload or update, after some time the image will be updated, and you can see now the image is different which we have uploaded in here. And that was it for also the updating profile of the user. So what we have done while signing up a new user from here, we have done the uploading the image directly to the cloud storage, and in the profile images we store that image in here, and for post this will be different. And now let's sign in to the steve12@gmail.com from 1 to 6, sign in, and we also update the user profile, the values in here, username, only name and Android dev, the bio, and also the website, and we get the data directly from the Firestore database in the fields, and also we change the profile image in here. So that was it for that video. I hope this video was helpful. If so, show some love in the comment section, and also let me know if something is not clear to you. So for now, goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.